Hello and welcome back to Kaiserreich. If all goes to plan, this will be potentially the final episode of the actual Finland series. However, there will be another video relating to Finland after this, if this ends up being the final episode. In which case this will be labeled finale and you will know by now. But yeah, if this is the final episode, then I will make another video where we basically craft an epilogue by discussing how this world would eventually turn out based on what's happened here. And we'll chart a sort of a tentative world history up to like maybe I guess like the mid-Cold War, like a couple of decades forwards, basically. Try to like figure out what the immediate aftermath of this war would be. Kind of like how, you know, in the actual Cold War you had, you know, the actual Cold War was basically an extension of tensions which already existed, as well as, you know, new tensions that came out of basically the result of the war. For example, the question of Germany and, you know, the division of Europe between the power bloc of the East, the USSR, and the power bloc of the West, under, well, sort of like a part of NATO and stuff. So all that stuff, we'll talk about that and figure out how we think this world would turn out. I've got a couple of ideas, but it's probably going to be a few days until that video comes out after the finale. Like, it's not going to come out immediately as a, you know, follow-up episode or anything. So if you have some ideas of your own, please post them in the comments, and I'll try to incorporate whatever, you know, seems cool and makes sense. It's not going to be entirely scripted, but it'll be loosely scripted. I'll take notes and, you know, write down my ideas and everything and how best to present them. Yeah, so since you guys did say in the comments that it would probably be best to retire this series once we have proclaimed Greater Finland, that is what I'm going to do. Even though I do think it would be hilarious to run straight into the jaws of the German Empire, that might not make for a great video content. Because it'll just be me, like, frantically trying to hold lines and, you know, holding on for dear life for possibly up towards like a year or something. Because, you know, the AI will take time to shift divisions, and as we all know, they aren't actually all that great at pushing into areas where you hold a stable and good line. It does happen now, especially in the later versions where they've improved naval invasion AI, so if you have a coastline, it becomes much harder to defend. Yeah, also in that epilogue video, we will also use the state transfer tool, which I have downloaded and have here, to transfer a bunch of territory in order to make borders that make more sense, and borders that would maybe shift in the following years. However, I don't think that I can fully like, you know, delete the Commune of France and create the French Kingdom or whatever. I don't think that's actually in my power using just console commands and modding tools. I think you would have to, I could like look up the events and stuff and have them surrender to the German Empire and stuff. I might be able to look into that. But yeah. The Cover Pact surely has to like expand further south. Maybe some of the African nations join the Entente. I see no possible future where the Eastern Syndicalist Union really survives for long. I think I sort of imagine this will go down a route where Germany takes the role of America in the Pacific, where they invade Japan or nuke them or something along those lines, get the Japanese to surrender, essentially. Eventually. It would not happen immediately, obviously, because of the immense manpower that they have at their disposal, and the relatively hard, hard prospect of actually invading all these islands, and then also invading China and invading Japan. Because the Fengshan government is a major player, aren't they? Yes, they are. But I see Europe falling as all but a given. Trying to think of what text to actually go for. I think I'm gonna go for atomic research. I wonder if Finland maybe could have grabbed some Russian scientists or something. So I think in Kaiserreich there's no like. I think the only like nations that are actually primed for nuclear research and stuff are the British, the Germans, the French, and oh no, never mind. They do have the Kremlin project. Yeah, let's imagine for a moment that Finland grabbed a couple of Russian nuclear scientists. Wonder how that's going to turn out. We should probably turn up this Finnish music since it's the final episode. Also, if you have suggestions for oh, never mind, I regret everything. If you have suggestions for music that would be apt for a sort of epilogue episode, also please give them to me in the comments down below, because I, don't speak Finnish and don't know all too much about Finnish cultural history. Audio quality on this one is so low. I'm so sorry. Sounds like it's not compressed. I don't think. Dude, I don't even know. Like I don't know a lot about audio engineering terms. You can probably tell from my audio quality shifting constantly between videos. Me trying to learn how any of this shit works. I've only been doing YouTube for like I think almost 2 months now, or a little bit more. I don't know. Created the account in March. We're almost out of like good focuses to go down. So, okay, no, we have actually, yeah, there we go, Greater Finland. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Now we have proclaimed Greater Finland. We have changed our name. I was expecting some more fanfare. I was expecting an event or something. I'll give it a little bit to see if there is one that pops up. It was kind of like muted. With all of the territory once formerly claimed by us now under our control, we can finally make the idea of Greater Finland a reality. Well, not all of it is under our control, so I think Finland in general in Kaiserreich needs a bit more work, because this part of the tree feels a bit like schizophrenic, because like it's all about getting claims, right? But this part talks about having the territory, but you don't necessarily need to have it to proclaim Greater Finland. Either way though, we definitely are a Greater Finland here. Right, well, we have proclaimed the state that we wanted to. I'm going to go through the casualties, and I'm going to give a quick pan over the map afterwards. to show you everything that's going on, and then we can leave it there until the discussion video, till the epilogue. And I hope to see your suggestions in the comments for how this world turns out. So the German Empire has 4.76 million casualties. How many men do they have left? Oh, they have quite a lot. They're on all adults, or all adults serve, but oh, the Russians have yeah, they've got 0 casualties because they just got reformed. White Ruthenia 242,000, Germany East Asia 358,000, AOG 1.51 million. This is exclusively against the International, by the way. Netherlands 750k. That's pretty hefty. Kingdom of Spain 1.25 million, a lot of deaths in the Pyrenees. Sweden 224,000. Two Sicilies 642,000, holding in Italy. The Sicilies have been very, very valiant this patch. Kingdom of Ukraine 681,000. They should have gotten something out of that war. Argentina 300,000. They go Commonwealth of Canada 1.52 million. Let's see how they are doing for manpower. Not good. They do have quite a low manpower pool to begin with, like low population. French Republic 1.42 million, also not the greatest of manpower, all adults serve. Greece 308,000, how much do they have? Oh, they're on scraping the barrel and they're running out. Georgios the second, alright. Portugal 572,000. Also all adults serve. It's never really a good sign when almost all the nations are on all adults serve in 1942. That's a pretty apocalyptic sign. Commune of France 3.80 million. Are they on all adults? No, they're on scraping the barrel and they're running out. Commune of France, they're dying. Socialist Republic of Italy. Also scraping the barrel 4.26 to 5.75 thousand. They're like they have run out. The British still are like they've lost a ton, but still are doing good for manpower. I'm not quite sure how that's going, like how that's possible. I'm sure the British have a lower manpower pool than the French. Though the French have taken double their losses. Mexico and Central America also taking a bunch of losses from naval invasions by the West Indies Federation and the Canadians. Service by requirement, not as apocalyptic as in Europe, though it is in Central America. Let's have a look at the Japanese stuff here. So this stuff started relatively recently, so it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, of course, it also includes the socialists. But yeah, the Japanese have lost 300,000. And the Fengshan only 28,000, and they've almost collapsed the AOG. With relatively few losses. That probably means that the Fengshan don't have a lot of troops committed to the fighting, while the Japanese are doing the majority of the fighting. They do have a ton of divisions, though. Might just not. Like if you compare the AOG, they lost 1.52 million. So the Japanese might just be completely rolling over them. Eastern Syndicalist Union, 3.40 million for the Baratia commune. Bunch of African wars here. Cameroon seems to be quite aggressive here. Still a really cool flag. Pyro Pact versus Ethiopia. Isn't it? Or yeah, Pyro Pact versus Ethiopia. They're still alive somehow. Glorious Rasta Jesus here, Haile Selassie. He's like a regarded as a prophet in the Rastafarian faith, I believe. It's a strange like it's a strange confluence of various things, like an Ethiopian king, Christianity, and very often weed. I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand it fully, but it's like it's a very very special special phenomenon, I would say. But yeah, that's about it for the pan over. Or actually, no, I'll do one last, like, just slow pan so you can see everything. I'll probably have to zoom in here on Africa just so you can spot some of the details. Burundi and Rwanda. Like how the text is so tiny that I gotta zoom in, but if I zoom too far in, it just disappears. Makes a lot of sense. Right, that should be enough for you to help me out and theorycraft the ending to this world. For the, you know, the world still will exist, obviously, but the ending to our story in this world and all that. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. This playthrough has been a blast, and it's been a very, like, very enlightening and educational experience for me in terms of Finnish history, and also in terms of playing one of the more, like, one of the minor nations in Kaiserreich, because I haven't really done a whole lot of it. And while it was a lot of fun, I do also recognize a bunch of drawbacks from it, especially a lot of it, well, so a lot of drawbacks regarding playing a minor nation in Kaiserreich, but also there's a lot of drawbacks considering, or a lot of drawbacks like basically directly correlated to design decisions in the Finnish focus tree, which I find myself disagreeing with. And I might, at some point, do some videos where I talk about and critique some focus trees and stuff, in terms of, mostly from like a game design perspective, probably, because I, you know, do not have a firm grasp on the history of the countries, which I assume the mod creators would do. Like, they would be much better at that than me. But just from like a player's perspective, some of the design decisions which I find objectionable. But obviously, still a lot of fun, though. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching again. If you're interested, you can find me on social media in the description. Twitter and Discord are the best ways to reach me. In the Discord, we've got a little nice community there, with, you know, discussion, memes, videos, etc. being shared, and also working on some more custom emotes based on Kaiserreich. Hopefully Kaiserdev does not sue me. And if you would like to support me, you can do so on Patreon, also a link in the description, or you can purchase any of the games in the humble links in the descriptions of any of my videos, which gives me a kickback and all that and yada yada yada. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time in the epilogue. Goodbye.